Hello and welcome back. Today we are continuing a look at our Transformers Haslab with the Optimus Prime. As we previously saw, it comes in Alt mode, which is the red fire truck as seen in the early noughties Robots in Disguise series. We get the Autobot symbol there and the Cybertron cab name there. We also get a license plate along with some nice red headlights. I really love the transparent windscreen with a cab built into the background. One of the heads is just sort of lowered down, which is a bit of a disappointment. However, the ears or horns or whatever it is help hide that. I do like the chrome on those. That's a nice touch. Optimus comes with a Titan Master. Don't know how well that's showing up on camera. You can get a nice look at the Titan Master there. Transformation for that is simple, it's just folding the legs up. Otherwise he has articulation at the hands and the head is on a joint rocker as well. He has some pegs in his feet and can actually sit in the seat here, and it's also possible to stand him in the cherry picker cab. The Transformer rolls really well, and that includes a space for his blaster, which actually has wheels to help keep the front of the cab rolling as well, which is a really nice touch. And that just goes and slides in like so, so it tugs the accessory away quite nicely. The ladder can rotate a full 360. It can elevate at the base and is on a ratchet joint, as you can hear. It's also possible to move the cherry picker cab, drop some hoses down, which are then themselves on ball joints, so you can move those around if you want. Additionally, the ladder will extend outwards, so you get a nice range of movement abilities there. There are also 4 extinguishers which can lean up that way and are easy to drop back down. So that's the features of Optimus in his truck mode. He then has a number of different alternative modes and transformation structures from this. So initially we take and unclasp the cab here and here, and we can put that to one side for a minute. Then this piece unclips and comes away, and again it's put to one side for the moment. Turn the cab over and remove the blaster, and then rotating this 180 degrees, these side clips will just pop out. They are on small lips and tabs there, so you might just need to lift them slightly to move them out. Then there are two little bits which come out here, and if we rotate them around, these can then come out at the side, and takes a bit of a clip. There's a bit of a latch clip or a latch there, but with a bit of force that extends round and then allows the clip here to peg into the side of the cab. Same on the other side. These then drop down and cover the wheels. They fold round, and then the back unclips and folds away like so, and then that should fold up like that. This will then fold down, and you can hear the knees here are on ratchet joints. So there's some nice ratchet joints there, they're nice and stiff without being overly tight. Then we can unclasp and move the legs apart, rotate the legs around, turn this around and lift the back of the legs up like so, and drop the feet down and pull out the back of the heels, supposedly. There we go. Find it's easier just to push on the back to lift the heels up. Close the backs down. The lights come up at an angle and allow this to lift. Then the arms will fold out to the side like so. The does this drop down? Oops. It almost feels like this is, I think, supposed to drop down, but I can't figure out how. Okay, what am I missing? So according to the instructions, and I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but the back does appear that it's supposed to just drop down. Also missing something else on the arms. It'll come away. I don't know, I'm going to leave this step for a minute because I can't see anything that's supposed to unclip or drop or move in any way. We'll soon know if we've missed something. We'll come back to that in a second then. Okay, so then the arms, the hands drop down. How do they drop down? Okay. Oh, okay, so right, I understand this bit now. So damn, instructions aren't clear there, but you drop the arms down, which actually lowers the wrist, and then you slide that back up, which frees up the arm. That is a pretty cool feature. That's pretty a cool way up. So again, this slides down and pushes back up. Same as this side. That pushes back up. No, that doesn't push back up just yet. What it does is rotate that around, then push it back up, I think. Yes, okay. Rotate around, push back up, and there we have our wrists and hands free. That is a cool transformation feature. That was not something I was expecting. That's why I was getting confused there for a minute, because that was something really unexpected in the transformation feature, which was different and quite fun. So there we have that. Wrists rotated. We can then drop the back, lift the head, which pushes down there, push that back into place, and we slide Optimus's head forward. And that is... No, I've still messed up. I am missing a step. Okay, so there's definitely a step where this chest plate is somehow supposed to. Oh, okay. Oh, that's tough. Oh. This concerns me. Okay, so the chest is supposed to come down. I'm deeply concerned I'm going to break something if I'm not careful. So. Slide the head back. Let's try this again. So move the head out the way. This is supposed to just slide. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, that was a real tough effort to get that transformed. However, the chest pushes down here. Oh, that's a really, really tight and tough piece. Oh, but yeah, that pushes up and down. then the head comes out, clips over. There we go. That looks a little better. There we go. Alright, there we have Optimus Prime in his robot mode, and it looks okay. It's kind of a blocky transformer. It almost reminds me a little of more of the sort of ones aimed at young kids. It's kind of just quite blocky, but it looks nice. I like the silver on the chest plate, on the abs there. The head looks fantastic. The head is gorgeous and really looks like an Optimus Prime, as it should. The cab windows here are on small latches, springs. There is some nice paint apps down here. Wheels are nice enough. You got the backpack with him, but it's okay. It's nothing majorly horrid or concerning. Articulation wise, you have the head on a ball joint, so you get full range of movement there. The arms are on ratchets here, and we'll get a full rotation there. We get elbow and bicep, although be mindful that the actual truck mode part does get in the way. Wrists are on swivels. We get a little bit of rotation at the chest, and a sort of a slight ab crunch, but nothing major. Legs are on really tight ratchet joints. Move forward that forward, back that far because of the backpack, but if you move the leg out a bit, you can get a little more backwards. Calf rotation and ratchet at the knees, and rockers on the feet. So posability is reasonable enough. He has his blaster, which he can hold easily enough. And is it FX compatible? It is. It's FX compatible if you want it accordingly. Let's see about storage. So you could fit the gun on the back there, I suppose, if you want. I'm not sure if this actually talks about. No, there's no need unless it's used in one of the other modes. Okay, it doesn't appear to have any immediate storage. But there we have Optimus, and he's decent enough. That's his first mode. Putting that to one side, we now get to look at the truck mode, which, let's see, so the truck has a couple of different features as well. So the bottoms open up and come away. Oh yeah, they just unclip there and close around. Then the legs, the back of the wheels unpeg here, and unclip then. Then we can pull out these parts. there. The wheels fold under. Then there is a supposedly there is a hidden there is a hidden matrix here. Let's move that to one side. Okay. These are then connected to Optimus Prime by just placing them over these peg holes, like so. No. Like that. So he's got some cannons for his shoulders. Then the other option is the matrix can actually store inside of Optimus. It appears if you drop this down, you can place the matrix in there if you wish. But otherwise, the next main feature is what looks like a battle station from the back of the truck. So this clasps back together and then rests back into its original position. Let's move this up a bit. Then this headpiece will connect into here, so that clasps on like so. The blasters keep coming off. There we go, that's better. I don't think they were on properly. But that clips in. The ladder goes up, these fold out. The picker comes out and like so. I'm not sure how much of this is showing up on camera. There we go. Like so. Then here the front panel lifts up and something's supposed to open up these. Then we bring in these bits from the original truck mode, and essentially these, oh I see, these clasp together. Yep, so the two, they both clasp together. Then supposedly, do they clasp? Come on. Well, they were clasped together and then you unclasp them. Okay. Then they fold down, so everything folds down flat. And rotate the guns out, rotate the arms around, and then bringing in this piece, the hand stations clasp on there, and then where do they go? They then fit either side like this. They don't fit that well. I think they're on backwards. That's a little better. Okay. Same with this one. Just like that. This comes in like so. Cannons fold around, backs fold up, and there we have the battle station. Titan Master can obviously fit in the seat, and the cherry picker. I don't think there's necessarily any other places for it to immediately be put, but it is big enough to stand, or small enough, should I say, stand freely in a couple of other spots if you want to move it around and play accordingly. But this isn't everything yet. There is still more with this Optimus. So next up is, let's try. Okay. So next up is transforming Optimus into his power mode, or whatever it's called. So I'm going to bring the thing down a bit again. There we go. Okay, so first up we need to bring Optimus back in and drop his arms down and drop the sides. Drop the sides. Unclasp the head. Shift the head back and drop that back, lift that up, rotate the lights around. Then we need to take our guns, and we are making these into a box. So that comes around, that comes up, that goes like that. That doesn't. That's okay. So that comes up, comes up. As far as I can tell, that is correct. Same on this side, so rotate the gun. The guns for the battle station actually rotate here as well, so you can get some movement there. Bring this up, bring that up, bring that around. Then bring these and connect them to Optimus's arms. So these two pegs plug in like so. Then we drop this down, lift this panel up, and it clips in there. Then this rotates around like that, and the bottom rotates back like that. Same with the other hand. It goes like that. It drops down, that drops down. This drops around, connects, clips, and rotates. And then we have the wrists and done. Then we need to flatten out these panels. These will come and fit onto Optimus's shoulders with that peg plugging in here, so like so, and then the panels drop back down, and there are clips they connect into like so, same as this side. No, same as this side, and they clip in nice and secure. Then we need to go get our ladder section, and first up is disconnecting these bottom parts. So they come off. Then this should rotate and unclasp from some. Oh no, this part unclasps there. That's it. And then we want to rotate the ladder around and drop it down, and flip it over so it's like that. No, that's not right. Okay, so it should still be like that, but okay, we're doing it very well. Right. Okay, so the ladder facing the front. Yep. Then rotate that fully around. There we go, like so. Next is taking the headpiece, dropping this down, lifting our head up. Okay, and that's our Optimus head for his battle mode. Okay. Now this comes in and will come over the top here. There are two pegs here and here which will connect here, supposedly. Okay, why aren't you going in? Come on. Line up. Where are you lining up? Okay. The instructions don't say to do this, but I'm going to do this just for now. I'm going to remove the ladder just to make it a little bit easier for the first time I do this. He says, hopefully. Right, so I come in, that line's up there. And there and there. Come on. That's it. There we go. That comes in like that. They go down. That comes forward. There. There we go. Except this ladder is Oh, I've missed quite an important step which would explain why this isn't coming together properly. Put the ladder there for a second. So I forgot the bottom of the feet. So they unclasp, these lift up, this comes out, so does this, and then these will work to fit on here. So there is a peg hole on the foot and a peg on here, which this will slide and line up with, supposedly, he says. There it is. You just need to get these lips lined there. Then this will plug in like so. It's a little fiddly, but it goes there in the end. Come on. There it is. There it is. There we go. That's better. There we go. And there we have Optimus in this powered up mode. It's okay. The ladder is annoying. Thankfully you can remove the ladder if you want. That is not how it's going in the instructions. But the ladder sort of just supposed to rest here. I'm missing a step in there. Right, so the instructions don't show it, however I found that folding the cherry picker right around helps. It allows the figure to stand properly. Without it, it's kind of pushing the figure forward and the ladder out. It's, however, rotating that around, that's so much better. That is so much better. There we go. That allows for a better posing of the figure, and that certainly improves it. Gun will store here on the side. Otherwise his hands are just too big to grasp it. I suppose in theory you could have it connected there. Or potentially up here, but it is supposed to just store on the back here like so. The moat looks okay. Again, it's a little blocky for my taste. That's just my personal preference, but it doesn't look bad. I like the front chest piece. I like how that lifts up, and we have the matrix, which is removable. There's some really nice detailing here with some nice paint apps on it. Part of me feels like the user exposed to extend Optimus back up a bit, but I don't. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah. Unless I'm missing something, there's nothing in the instructions about... Oh, there is. You're supposed to lift the chest cavity up one, which was why I was having problems with it. There, that's, yeah, again, that improves it. If you're doing this correctly, then once it's properly correct, and how does that impact the cherry picker? Again, the cherry picking rescue cage, whatever you want to call it, needs to come out at a bit of an angle, otherwise he does sort of lean forward. And personally, I do prefer that cage to be back. That definitely helps the figure. Although he then becomes a little back heavy and leans a bit. I wonder if I can... I suspect that I can probably fix that by posing him a bit. There we go. Yeah, if you bend it... No, maybe not. If you mess around with him a bit, you can... There we go. Yeah, so if you mess around with him a bit, you can get him posed properly. I definitely find that folded all the way back, while not in the instructions, definitely helps for posability. Anyway, going back to the figure himself, the head sculpt's not too bad. I quite like it. I'm not too keen on the red on this. It's a little more of an orangey red and just looks odd. Kind of looks more like a cheap knockoff robot you might have got in the 80s or 90s rather than Optimus himself, but it's not too bad. I really do like the chrome ears. They're nice touches. The head rocks back and moves. It's on a ball joint, so you get a full range of movement there. Arms extend out at here, the elbow and this joint. They rotate fully. Bicep swivel. Rotation at the elbow. Rotation at the wrist. Hands open and close. Legs will go forward. If you move the skirt out of the way, they'll get a full range there and go back that far. The legs actually remain unchanged from Optimus in his original mode. So there we have those. We'll get ankle rockers here, and there is toe movements there and there, so you can get a nice range of movement at the toes if you so desire. It's a nice figure. I like it. I will say that it's not my favourite of the two. I definitely prefer Ultra Magnus. I think it has a more striking look. This one just kind of looks a little blocky for my taste, but it's not a bad figure in any way. I didn't have any real problems with transformation beyond the stiffness of the razor at the abs. Otherwise, he does transform easily enough. Oh, I forgot, there is a waist swivel there as well, but it unlocks certain parts of the transformer as well, so just be careful of that. But there we have Optimus in his battle mode. Next up is going to be Omega Prime. It's going to be interesting to see how those come together. Again, I'm going to do that in a separate video. In the meantime, we do have the base. Base will fit there. So you sort of have him rising up off the platform. Can you get him in the lower base? Not weird. No, in this mode you can't get him on the pegging into the lower base portal, can you? Maybe with some... It's like a millimetre off. It's... Can you get... Come on. Can you... Oh, with some fighting you can. But it doesn't want to stay on. But he stands there well enough without any issues. So there we have it. It's definitely a nice enough figure. I'm reasonably happy with it. It's just not... The design maybe isn't quite to my taste, but that's just a personal preference. There's nothing wrong with the figure at all, and it's certainly a nice addition and worth the price of admission, as it were. But there we are. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, stay safe, and remember, freedom is the right of all sentient beings.